You guys, how come nobody told me about the BlackBerry Key 2? Hello, my friends. My name is Jake. This is Returning Retro, where we talk about a lot of different things, but primarily intentional tech, retro tech, and vintage tech. And today, we're going to be talking about something that kind of fits into all of those categories, that namely being the BlackBerry Key 2. So this is a bit of an unexpected video, I will admit. I have been using the BlackBerry Key 2 for about a week and a half now, and it has not gone at all like I expected, mostly for better. So I thought, why not jump on and let's talk about it. So this is going to be kind of a BlackBerry Key 2 in 2025 video. Initial impressions as a person who is a enthusiast of intentional tech. Now, this is a device that came out a few years ago, so I don't know if I would call it necessarily vintage. It's not super old, perhaps a little bit more retro in that the keyboard for which it is a BlackBerry, being well known for their keyboards, is what I would call a little bit of a retro feature, it becoming more and more popular now than in the last few years, having been incredibly popular a decade or two ago. And intentional because you kind of have to use it intentionally if you want to have even a remotely good experience. So I thought we could talk about that today. First things, this is going to be a very more than a first impressions video, but not necessarily a full review, just because I have a minute. It's late. The kids are in bed. My wife's watching her favorite show, Gilded Age, for those who are familiar. And I have a minute, so we're going to talk about it. So battery life. First thing, this is very much a used device. I picked it up on eBay several weeks ago. Got it for a really good deal. And surprise, surprise, it works pretty well. I haven't had really any main complaints. The keyboard does have a little bit of that dreaded BlackBerry Key 2 weirdness. Unlike the first Key 2 that I had a few months ago, the keyboard actually works more often than not. In fact, I haven't really had any of the problems where it wouldn't register a press. I just have to kind of press it a little differently than any of the other ones. Super annoying, but it works. Battery life is interesting. So when I'm using it in Jake mode, which consists for me of a single messaging app, in my case, Telegram, though I have been experimenting with Beeper a little bit. We'll talk more about that probably in a different video. A single messaging app, the phone app, a text, so SMS, MMS app, as well as an e-reader app, which for me is Read Era Premium. You guys know that's my favorite. In Jake mode, it did surprisingly well. I think I started it after having a full charge one morning on let's see, it was about 10 a.m. I went that whole 24-hour period till the next 10 a.m. with it just being in standby mode during the evening, and then it further stretched until about 11:30 p.m. the next day. So you guys can do the math, however many hours that is. If I used it in just regular kind of smartphone mode where I wasn't necessarily pushing it, but I also, if I needed to do something, I just used the phone. I didn't jump onto a computer or anything like that. I did the same thing. I took it off the charger at 10 a.m., started using it. When I went to bed that night at about midnight, there was only about 20% battery left, which for me was kind of surprising. Again, this is very much a used device. I picked it up on eBay. I have no idea the history of it, how much it was used, but for me, that was kind of surprising how good the battery life did. Now, if you know anything about the Key 2, well, the Key 1, the Key 2, or the Key 2 LE, a lot of the complaints come around or are based around the very limited software support, in that it stopped updates after software version, I think it was Android 8.1. When we do the tabletop, we'll look in and see what this one is running. And at first I was like, okay, what is even going to work all these years later? Surprisingly quite a bit, guys. I was really surprised at how much actually did versus how much didn't work in terms of app availability and that sort of thing. So from here, let's kick it over. We'll do more of a tabletop above angle so that you can kind of see. I want to walk you through a couple of really neat features, and we can wrap it up at the end as to what my final thoughts are on using the BlackBerry Key 2 in 2025. So let's give you a little tour. So USB-C. I'm pretty sure it is a single bottom firing speaker on this one. I haven't been able to notice any sound coming up out of the top. It's not on right now, but there is a notification LED up here on the top. You got your front facing camera One of the things that is really neat that I appreciate about the SIM tray is it is hybrid. So you've got your single SIM, nano SIM, with a SD card. Around the back, pretty straightforward, BlackBerry logo. You got your camera with your LED flash. Over on this side here, you've got your power button. You've got your function button, which you can program to do pretty much whatever you want. And then you've got your volume rocker. And then, wouldn't you know it, right on the top, headphone jack. And it works pretty well. So going around the front here, let's see if I can get a half decent view from this strange angle. So keyboard, you've got a built-in fingerprint scanner. And it works actually pretty well. I was really worried when I learned that that's where the keyboard the fingerprint reader was. I was kind of worried, but it works quite well. I haven't really had any complaints about that part of the spacebar. Going around, a couple of really neat features. It has a capacitive keyboard. So one of the features that comes along with that is you can see here I've got my app drawer open. You can scroll with your finger, or you can scroll with the keyboard. You guys look at that. How cool is that? I just think that is really, really cool. So let's just jump into Textra, and we're going to send a quick little message to your favorite returning retro. Okay, so obviously keyboard, it's great. It's the TCL keyboard, not quite as good as the other keyboards, like for example on the Classic or the Q10 or even my favorite, the 9900, but it is okay. But one thing that I did not know about the capacitive keyboard until just now is, let's say, you've started typing, hello, and then, you for some reason don't want to use the keyboard. It has swipe to text. So check this out. And you even believe it. I did not know that that was a thing until just a couple of days ago, and I think it is really, really neat that you can do that in addition to just using the regular hardware. So a couple of other things I wanted to talk about a little bit. I have O Launcher on here right now. I usually try all of my three favorite launchers on different devices when I test them out, they being Nova Launcher, Niagara, and O Launcher. And different devices seem to like them differently. I found on this one, O Launcher is the one that works the best. Niagara is fine. Nova is fine, but for me, just the overall flow of the device itself, O Launcher works really, really well. But BlackBerry Hub seems to work pretty great. So I've got it set up to where if you go to the settings here down at the very bottom, you can set up your gestures. So I have it set to where if you swipe right to left, it'll open the camera, but if you swipe left to right, it will open the BlackBerry Hub. So I was actually kind of surprised to see that not only does it include your texts, your calls, it also included the Telegram. Now, I haven't put on WhatsApp or any other messaging apps to know if it will include those as well. But yeah, it's kind of cool that for me, like I mentioned, I think I don't really remember using BlackBerry 10 all that much, but BlackBerry OS, I used the hub like crazy. Being able to see all your emails, all your SMS, MMS in one spot was pretty cool. And guys, I really have been surprised at the app compatibility. I was worried well, here, let's just go in and look. So if we go down to the settings, oh, sorry, that is really bright. Let's see if we can turn it down a bit so you can actually see. Go down to the bottom, system, and if we go to about Android 8.1, right there. So it is a very old version of Android, not the oldest out there, mind you, not the oldest, but it is a pretty old one. I was worried that there wasn't going to be hardly any app compatibility, and I've actually been surprised. In fact, the only app that I use in my day-to-day that isn't on here is my banking app, and even then, it's a kind of a regional credit union. So your mileage may vary on that one, but you can see here Vivaldi works fine, Textra, Telegram. What are some other ones? My SMS backup, Read Era Premium works awesome. Thanks, guys, for making it available clear back on Android 8.1. Google Photos. I mean, guys, everything that I could need is working on here. So I was very surprised, worried at first, but very surprised to find that pretty much any of the apps that I could be using seem to be working on this here. One other thing that I could go over really quickly is you may have seen here, where did it go? Google Fi. The Google Fi app works fine. Google Fi service works fine in as much as the BlackBerry has the proper radio frequency bands for the connection. And I didn't have too many problems, though. I did have a couple of times the person I was speaking to, even though I could hear them just fine, said that they couldn't hear me very well. And it seemed to happen when I was using a wired headset and when I was just using the built-in earpiece and microphone. So I don't really know what the story was there. If that was something where the device itself has kind of started to degrade and isn't working super great in terms of the ability for it to broadcast a signal, not really sure. Friends, so that is my super quick, I have been using it for about a week and a half, mini review of the BlackBerry Key2 in 2025. So surprising experience. I was very worried it was going to be a terrible experience. By no means was it. A couple little things here and there, like I mentioned, the weird service. They couldn't hear me, but I could hear them. And that even then, that didn't happen every time. So it could have just been a fluke. But the keyboard is okay. Not the best BlackBerry keyboard, but it is still a keyboard and it works great. And I really enjoyed it. Got used to the in space bar fingerprint reader. That was a little quirky at first, but yeah, between having a headphone jack, being able to have SD card expansion ability. You've still got your USB Type C, so all of your modern chargers and everything will work fine. Guys, for an intentional tech device, maybe you could even pull off digital minimalism if you have some of that software discipline. I think it's great in 2025. I really have almost no complaints whatsoever. The obviously accessory availability is a little hit and miss. But yeah, this device as an intentional tech device in 2025, I can recommend it if you can find one. As a full smartphone, yeah, you're probably going to not have a great experience battery wise. Camera's nothing to write home about. I mean, I didn't even put some photo samples here. Quality, it's not as bad as say the minimal phone, but it's definitely nowhere near. I mean, it's very much early 2000s photo quality. So yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, do you want a real world review? I could give it a try, see if I could use it for a couple of weeks and see how that goes. But yeah, overall, a BlackBerry Key 2 in 2025 as an intentional tech device gets a recommendation from Returning Retro. So thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for supporting the channel, for the great comments, the great questions, a lot more exciting things coming. I am really enjoying this resurgence and interest in physical keyboards on devices. I think that it's really neat. I think that we have a lot of really exciting things to come, especially in the next couple of years when all of the BlackBerry patents finally expire. But yeah, what do you guys think? Are we going to see more and more QWERTY options on the market, or is this kind of a little 2025 fad that's going to be more of a flash in the pan? Let me know in the comments. I do my very best to read the comments. I really like seeing what you guys have to say, seeing the questions that you guys have. But until next time,